the other topic. I mean, apart from the app integration, which
app integration.
I like app integration.
Holy crap! That was like an hour ago. Yeah. Well, meanwhile, app integration.
Cut. I think it's a good idea. I do. I like it. I think it's fun.
An hour and a half ago.
I do like House of
Pain.
House of Pain. Yes, I like
Bordello of Blood. Whorehouse of Hemoglobin.
Those are really good movies. I think it's a very good way of doing randomness that's mitigated.
Yeah.
Like Mansion of Madness. I think they did that.
Well, Mansion of Madness, that was really nice.
Yeah.
I liked. I was against it. Then I saw that game. I was like, oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I think it's good we're not doing it on a phone. I think I would hate the game.
Oh,
if it was on a
yeah.
phone. The fact that we used a laptop, I was just like, yeah, that's.
You almost need a big screen for
Oh, that would be so good.
Yeah. You almost
a big screen would be so awesome.
Yeah.
The app integration in First Martians is sublime. I thought it was really good. The fact that in Robinson Crusoe, you have these 3 adventure decks. I like how they call it adventures, but it's really just there's an
pain, suffering, and death.
Well, no, what they should be 80% chance of gangrene. That's what each deck should be called. 80% chance of pain. It's not an adventure. But I guess that's the movie thing. We're going on an adventure. No, we're going to someplace horrible and we're going to hate ourselves. Yeah. We're having an adventure. 2 people died. This is not an adventure.
This is horrible.
This is an adventure movie. Yeah, it's like Indiana Jones, an adventure movie. Do you know how many Nazis he's killed in that movie? I'm sure it was an adventure film to them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're stuck in an adventure film. We're going to die. Anyway,
wearing a red shirt.
Yeah, so you get a gangrene or less gangrene or a bear. That's basically the 3 decks.
Bear with gangrene.
Yeah, gangrene, a storm hit, or a bear. And then you have these event decks that come out that tell you if you want to mitigate that and so forth. The thing about those is that a lot of people said, you find out what the choice is. They go, well, that's the consequence. This creature's going to come back to us later tonight. I'm like, wow, you have a
You're not even hiding.
You have a precognizance of knowing exactly when it's going to show up. So what First Martian did is it took those 3 decks, now it's 4 because he added research, and added those quests, those daily events, those round events, and they compiled them into the app, and then nothing else. And that's it. You ran the game normally and just said, okay, I'm gonna tackle this. Oh, I have an adventure, and here's the adventure, and then it remembers that. Yeah. So it comes back with the consequences.
Yeah.
So I'm like, first time we saw, oh, he's you want to check the this air smells a little bad. You want to leave it for now? Yeah, we'll leave it for now. Like, all right, end round, boom! I'm like, oh, that was not a good idea. You think you give us some time to like literally, like in Robinson Crusoe, the card goes here, it moves here, and then it goes off. In First Martians, it's 3 rounds, but it could resolve 1 round later. It could reserve literally like the next second. Yeah. So you're like, we put it here. Can we resolve it later? Sure, but there's a chance we won't be able to.
And that's the thing that with Robinson Crusoe that I found kind of weird is that they basically advertise what's coming next.
Yeah. And when you're dealing with a deck of cards, there's no way of mitigating that.
Yeah. I mean, unless they made the back
an app can hold things back and reveal them. Yeah. You don't have to willing suspension of disbelief and go, okay, just be oblivious to what the consequences are. In First Martians, you really don't know what the consequences are. And the same thing with Mansion of Madness, you do not know what the consequences are. So games that do that, where they, in order to prevent you from revealing or playing stupid, like, oh, we're just going to act oblivious and not know that that's there, the game would be like, no, you really don't know. And that's the reason why the app for Gloomhaven is actually pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Because the app for Gloomhaven, like if people were complaining the fact that you open up a scenario, it's like, here's the monsters, here are you, here's the door, here are the monsters in this room, and here are the monsters in this room. Oh, so we know, we have a radar sense. We know exactly
where everything is, and we can strategize accordingly.
But then there's this Gloomhaven scenario, right? And you go even to the first mission, for example, and most of it's blocked off.
Oh, okay.
Right. So
you don't
know. You
That's
know
cool.
where you start, and you know the monsters there,
well,
but you don't know.
Thing. That's cool.
Yeah. But in the book, you see everything. But here you're like, oh, now we know what's there.
Okay.
Right?
That's
we
cool.
know, reveal that when you get to that. Or we get to this when you get to this. Or get to this when we get to this.
That's cool.
So it's revealed. And in conclusion, we get to do that.
That's cool.
So that's
neat.
necessary. Now, you can just grab the book and just pretend to skip it. But some people are like, I don't want to know that. We shouldn't know this. Just get the app. It's free.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. That's good app. That's good app integration. I like the way that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't like the way XCOM does it.
No, I've heard that. I actually have not seen app. I haven't seen the app integration for XCOM. But I've talked to a couple people who've played it, and they say it actually ruins the game for them. It actually detracts it enough that they might as well just play the PC game.
Yeah, because you're doing so much. You're inputting so much into the app all the time.
It's. I mean, I don't want to do that.
But also, apparently, part of the game is in the app. Where you're actually doing stuff all in the app, and that was the other problem I had with that submarine game, that Das Boot.
It does.
Because there are huge parts of the game or the app is basically telling you what to do. Like, oh, now you have to do this puzzle. Okay, there's a timer and you're doing this. And okay, a periscope, and you grab the thing and you look through and you get to look through.
I mean, that's cool.
There's some neat ideas, but I'm thinking...
That's not a game, though.
It seems like this is just a wooden controller.
Yeah.
And that in the game is somewhere else.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's where I was just like, okay, you're too much.
Yeah.
If it was just and only this,
that would be
looking through,
amazing.
There apparently is a game where I don't know how it works, but it's a game where one player, it has a VR harness on.
Neat.
But there's a full game, but there's app integration, but it's a VR helmet.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know how it works. I don't know what it's like. But there's a part of me that's just like, okay, I was vilifying apps. I'm willing to give it a shot. So if a game has app integration, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt as long as they're not using it as a crutch.
Yeah, yeah. What I like to see as an eventuality is augmented reality, like a VR or a mixed reality type scenario where you have these headsets on, you see people around you, but you also see holographic displays and stuff like that. I mean, that's an eventuality.
Here's one idea, which I'm sure somebody's going to steal. So go straight to hell for taking my idea. A one versus all game.
Okay.
Right, where the opponent, the villain, everyone has to do, there's a board which all players can see and interact with. But from his vantage, using the augmented reality, he knows where things are on the board, and
that would
they
be cool.
don't.
Yeah.
And he can select certain things.
Yeah.
And the moment they go to that position, he knows that cooks off.
Yeah.
Or, once again, an app that looks at a board that you're playing it, and someone's like, you've triggered an event.
Yeah.
And it knows because you've moved a character onto that spot. Or imagine Match to Madness, where it's just like you didn't have to input anything, it was a camera on your board.
Literally,
you're playing the board game, and you go to this move and go,
you've triggered,
and then it's just like, and you like put the character on the model and it says, ooh, this happens, and you look at the board and go, oh, that happened. That would be mind blowing.
Yeah.
And that's the next step. And people are like, well, I don't want to do that. It's just us watching. No. You're not playing the game. You're playing the board game, and you're seeing the effects of that on a screen.
And it's dynamic, but it's as a result of playing the game, not by playing the game through the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's two things. One is like some kind of camera that monitors it, or app integration where you like Pokemon, where you're literally watching, you're seeing things in real time.
Yeah, like a AR type thing.
Yeah, I think those, if done correctly, if it's just like two guys fighting monsters, oh good, we get to see it. Like, no, then it's just Pokemon fighting. It's boring.
Yeah.
But if there's a huge board game, and then there's this one aspect where an app is involved, I know, or for example, we're a game where you can just take a photo, and so the game's like, okay, I know how you set it up, and then six months later, I know that First Martians, to an effect, can do that. You can save the configuration. You have to tell it everything.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to just go take a photo and go, okay, I'm done.
I mean, that I can smell that coming. It is an eventuality.
Yeah. See, my issue is that it's going to be really expensive.
Yeah. Initially, yes.
Or, I mean, the same thing is that I know that someone will make some kind of interactive movie with a board game. We've had that before. Don't you remember? They used to be what was that? God, what was that one called? The Tower. You remember that it was?
I think so, yeah.
It was like Dark Tower.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then be like a VCR, like fast forward, or you pop in a DVD and go to track 2, and
it would tell you where to go. And
I played the Star Wars version of that.
There's a bunch of murder mysteries that do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that type of thing.
And that's where we kind of don't want to go, where you're making a decision, going, okay, go to track 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna get tedious, especially if it's low budget. It's like
Yeah.
it's like playing Quantum Break or watching Quantum Break. Oh, I played the game for 10 minutes. Let me watch a 30-minute episode of a bad TV show.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I've watched this really bad TV show. Can I play the game, please? Because this is the reason why I bought this thing. I want to play a game.
No.
Nope, I'm still watching the TV show for another 20 minutes. Okay, let me know when I can play the game again. Can I skip?
Something else.
I can skip, sure, but then I'm not going to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And I played the game, watched all the clips, and was like, I still don't know what's going on.
I know. I had the exact same problem. Actually,
Have you played Quantum Break?
yeah, it's.
Don't you love the fact that all the cinematics were all about developing a character who's just the bad
that
guy in
guy?
the fight?
I did
I'm like,
it. That's actually kind of cool.
it's cool, but I was like,
Hang on a second.
man, if I had known that ahead of time, I think I wouldn't have done this. I'm like, all this effort, just okay. So I feel bad killing this guy, but I saved the game and I went on to the next room.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I needed 90 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
To feel, you could have just made the game better, and I could feel something for you. It was like I didn't see a 90-minute cinematic to get to like that character from Final Fantasy VII when she got that sword stabbed through her back.
Yeah. Yeah.